Hello, everyone. This is Wayne Steiger, and this is my first beta test of this new screen saving software. And so, Steve, you have graciously invited me on your program many times, and I would thought that I was going to return the favor for this first episode. So thank you for joining.
My pleasure. I'm more than happy to be on any show with you, Wayne Steiger.
Oh, well, you're just a good man, and I appreciate it. Steve, I thought what we would do, I'd like to talk about some pictures that I took yesterday right here in Colorado. But first of all, and I guess the way I do this is to basically share my screen with the viewer. Is that right? So
Yep.
we'll go in here, and can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I thought that we would do, let's talk about what now is just, it's hitting mainstream news. It's now showing up in things like the Drudge Report, WND, a lot of other alternative media channels. And apparently, somebody put out the press release yesterday that they are experiencing a software glitch. Your comment?
The software glitch on Mimic here?
Yes.
Yeah, so we do, the sources that we have through Scott's channel and my sources all agree that this was a computer-generated issue.
Okay. So you think that this is a software glitch?
I do.
Okay. Well, then that would pretty much then say that, is there a cosmic wave or is there not?
Well, according to our physicist, and I think you and I spent a lot of time talking about this yesterday, it could have been a cosmic wave. That could have been a gamma ray burst. That could have been, but this is reading in the microwave band, okay? There's a couple of things that this could be other than a, what you would call a glitch or a problem with the software. This could also be artificially generated microwaves that are being done by the HARP system. This could be that kind of thing where it's actually the humans that are doing it, trying to create some kind of a polarity issue. Or it could just be like some kind of a weird cosmic wave that blew through for that one moment and it's gone, right? Now, cosmic waves cannot be predicted, according to our physicist. If there's a wave of energy coming towards the Earth, it would travel at the speed of light, and we would not see it. At least we would not be able to, a cosmic ray report? Oh my God, I didn't know that had that on there.
Yes, they do.
So we can see, like, let's say that like Alpha Centauri sends off a gamma ray burst. We can kind of predict kind of generally that that's coming, but it wouldn't be something that would last over days or weeks. It would just be an instantaneous event.
Okay.
The last thing I would say about this, if you asked for my comments, and I got a lot to say about this.
Good. No, please do.
The last thing is information I got from our friend Daniel. Daniel told me that the reason that they're chemtrailing and that the reason that they're putting so much aluminum is they want to be able to charge our atmosphere to an opposite polarity of the approaching system to minimize the magnetic effect on humans.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing this up because I just read a report that the South Pole, Antarctica, they now have neutrino measurements down there. They can actually, I think it's neutrinos, or maybe it might be neutrons. Neutrons. And they have now been reporting huge spikes of neutrons on the South Pole, Antarctica. I also heard that apparently the continent itself on the major ice shelf is splitting in two. Do you think that there's any connection?
Yes, I do. And so one of the other things that we got through our collaboration with other channels is we found out that in Antarctica, one of the things that they're doing is they're using huge shields that are both solar collectors and shields to accelerate the melting of the ice, because they just don't have the patience to wait for the natural 5 years it's going to take for all that ice to melt with this new circumstance we're in. So they're actually so desperate to get to that technology under the ice that they've been melting the ice away with solar stuff.
So you think this is a man-made event taking place down there?
That is exactly right. So what's happening is they're actually melting and breaking off the ice because they're trying to get at what's underneath the ice.
Okay, I'd like to draw your attention to this. This is off SECCHI. What is this?
That should be Mercury.
So Mercury, we've actually captured Mercury doing what was perceived to be a loop, but actually just swinging around towards the camera.
Yeah, and it's a weird perspective thing. I got stumped by that earlier in the year, and I could not figure out, and I still don't. That's what the official line is that's Mercury.
And look how fast it's advancing on which I believe this is Earth.
Right, and so what confuses me about that when people say that that's Mercury is that is its speed, number one, and why does it retrograde? Why does it stay within the inside of Earth? Why is it swinging way outside of Earth and then going back in again? So officially that's Mercury. Steve Olson doesn't know what that is.
All right, I'd like to bring your attention to another anomaly that I am seeing showing up. Please pay attention to these Earth-size objects that are not being identified, and there's one coming in here, but yet they generate a Birkeland current. Watch. See the ones there now? Watch when they interact. You can see the background. Now watch. Watch this one coming up here. I don't know what we're seeing.
I don't know what we're seeing either. And then remember that line that we're seeing, as we were taught, is polarity.
Yep. So why are these objects? These are planet-sized objects, correct?
Yeah, and let me go.
I'm just saying, if you can't have it both ways if you're doing the analysis, right?
Right.
This has got to be Mercury. I get that. This is Earth, I believe. But what are these? And
what you're seeing there is not Earth. What you're seeing there is Venus. Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, then what's this? I want to know if this is Mercury, this is Venus, then what's this?
I'm looking right now. There is no planet that it could be.
Exactly. Thank
it could be Ceres. It could be Ceres. But Ceres
is that bright?
No, it's not.
I mean, if this is Mercury coming through here like a battleship, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. If this is our two sister planets in the inner solar system, is this Mars? I couldn't see that it was Mars.
Yeah, Mars should be in view, right?
Yep.
And Venus and Mercury in the beginning of the frame. So that could be Mars up there. But the problem with that is as I advance the solar system scope, Mars should be moving the opposite way, not retrograding.
And again, we have these very bright, luminous objects. So as you can see, I'll play it one more time. But that Mercury, I mean, talk about a slingshot effect.
I know, and I got spanked by BP Earthwatch on this when I first started observing it, and he says, "Don't you ever call that anything other than Mercury again?" Kind of. Yeah, that's Mars coming up. But see, Mars will also appear to retrograde if that's the case. So that's Mars.
Okay, so this is Mercury.
The problem is when you advance it or go back to that original.
Yep.
The problem is that there's nothing that it could be those large objects that moved from left to right. Nothing should be moving that way.
So what do we have? Is this Earth?
That's Venus.
So whatever you're seeing here, I don't know. I'm very confused.
Well, remember the baffle was on the Venus side, so this looks more. Oh my God, I got that completely backwards, Wayne. I'm looking at all these objects. If you look at the opposite side where we would be looking, the only thing that should be over there is Earth.
Thank you. I just want to check my sanity.
Holy crap! I thought I was looking at HI2, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to confuse people. That's Venus, and
So this
You were
is
looking at
A1. A1. We'll go back to there again.
Please do. Oh my God, Wayne, I can't believe.
Yeah.
Easy just to get buggered up on this?
Well, you know, I started looking at this because of what I'm about to show you and the audience that I took from a regular camera. Different cameras, but the thing that I got me thinking was, well, now wait a minute. What is it that I'm seeing here? So it caused me, because you can't go to the SECCHI military mil site. It's compromised. So we have to go in other ways to be able to get the footage.
Yeah, that explains why that would be compromised, because they have to they label all these objects. Okay.
Yep. So here
this
we
is
go.
The Earth side, and we're upside down, Wayne. There shouldn't be anything on that side.
Very
Zero.
strange. That's what I could not. And this is what got my attention. I said, well, okay, maybe that's. I said, well. You know, and you just look at this, and here it is. This is the strange object, because it's generating, again, a polarity field. I go ahead and say, all right, Mercury's bright, hotter than a, you know, hot cold. This is Earth, but yeah.
I'll go to
Look at the advance. It's so weird. I have seen Venus do the retrograde. We've caught that on SECCHI, but I never seen Mercury just swing across here, just like it's almost accelerating in how it's overtaking the Earth.
Well, and I can easily go to Enel and tell you what we should be seeing. So if I look at stereo,
all right, I'm going to let you have the screen.
Thank you. I think this is a good time to switch.
Take it. You got it?
All you need to do is, there we go.
Okay. Now just give it over to you.
Yep. I'm going to hit that one, and voila.
There it be. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. So we are looking at stereo A.
Right.
Which is, you can see that Venus, Mercury, you know, and Mars would be in that view because it's looking this way, okay?
Right.
And wow, dude, I am completely befuddled at this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm looking at it. You got to just be so careful these days. And so, for full disclosure and public comment, is the fact we don't know what we're looking at.
We don't. Look at this. I mean,
we're just
on this side of the sun, right? On this side of the sun, which is stereo B is supposed to be giving us, is the Earth view of it, and there should be nothing there. Stereo A is looking at the Venus side, okay?
Right.
Wow.
I know. So we'll end it with the, one thing I'd like to talk about before I get to the pictures I took. There's clear evidence that we have moved into a galactic dust cloud, and I agree with what BP is showing. Yeah. So one of the subscribers sent a question and said, well, maybe since when you think about us moving through the universe in this spiral, right, vortex, he wrote and he said, could it be maybe we have moved into another solar system and that what we're seeing with this cloud is potentially debris of a system that we're moving in? Again, we're moving into interstellar space. Our galaxy is, our solar system, that we have never been in before.
Right, that's true every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never are in the same spot in the universe, minute by minute. We're moving forward through space into uncharted territory every day you wake up in the morning.
So it's ludicrous to fall back on the thought that says, well, our scientists would warn us about this, they would know. No, they wouldn't. They're learning like us. It's like when you buy an iPad, they don't give you the instruction manual. Yeah, figure it out as you go.
Exactly.
So it's just very interesting. So actually, I think that was core. Well, this one will show it here as well.
Well, I hope so, because sometimes they don't. Sometimes they block this really hard where you can't see stuff. And this big mass down here has been an issue that we've been seeing for quite a while. Okay. But look at this. It's just.
Can you get to core 1?
Go to the 22nd either. So,
can you go to core 1?
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
There we go. Let's go C3.
I want to see what's going on here.
Oh, look at that.
The last images that came off of stereo was back in 2014. I was just looking at stereo B to see if maybe we had something. But this is stereo 1 core. Oh!
Look at that.
This is from 2015, though. Why isn't it showing me today's timestamp?
Well, because maybe we've been in this system, entering into this thing for God knows how long. I mean, you have to admit, when SECCHI was first set up, you know, we had all the cameras going, both satellites were operating. You have to admit, they were catching some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, before they started filtering it, man, I mean, you could swear, and this goes back to Tyler on Secure Team, you could swear that we were looking at spaceships, man.
Oh, I'll tell you, I think it was. Don't they have core 1?
They did, but it wouldn't give me a new image.
That's weird. Go to.
Everything's acting weird today, Wayne. I will tell you that. Everything I've tried to look at or operate or do, look at this. It's going all the way back to 2014. That's stereo behind.
Well, maybe the Mandela effect is taking a hold of us on here. Maybe what we're really doing is that we're reliving 2014, 2015.
Possibly, but I'm going to go see if SECCHI's still down. Yeah. It just crosses out my HTTPS and says you're operating at your own risk at this point.
Get the hell out. I mean, no, all right. So I was talking to someone about this yesterday. This could also be a red herring.
Right. That's why we don't click on anything, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
As a computer expert, as soon as if you ever see that HTTPS crossed out like that, get the hell away from it. Run, and then go scan your computer. I have an Apple, so it won't accept those types of things. So, but if I started to delve into it, I could really be risking.
My browser blocks it, and it immediately comes and it tells me that it's the connection is compromised. All right.
So anyway, yeah. So here's stereo. Stereo's sitting in here, right, on the Earth over here, and it shouldn't be seeing anything this way. And it should be seeing all of this other stuff on the other side that focuses on Venus. And here, let me show you this, because a lot of people get confused by looking at, oops, sorry. A lot of people get confused at this view, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it realistic so you can see how it really looks. Okay? See that? The sun isn't really a humongous ball. You know what I mean? If I'm looking at the distance, that's what it looks like. So again, if I'm looking at this and I'm focused on Venus, I should see Mercury, Mars. I should see Ceres back there.
Can you run this back, Steve, the last 2 weeks? Because that will help me satisfy that what we saw was Mercury coming into view and that it would overtake, well, is that day by day? Yeah.
It is. I'm going back a couple days.
Okay.
And then I'm going to refocus where our spacecraft would be, right?
Okay, there we go.
And I have to, as I'm doing this, I have to move with the Earth.
Yep.
Let's speed this up a little bit.
All right, so if I was out at a camera and I'm pointing out there, but all right, what Mercury is in
see how it gets really fast and it retrogrades in?
Yeah. So coming across there, it would give you the illusion of that. Okay, that's fine. But then what's on the other side? again, what were those bright objects that I think it's that part of this cloud that we're in.
I do too. I think we're let's see, where can we go here? Stereo. You know, and again, guys, what you're watching us do is try to decipher what the hell's going on. We're trying our hardest to try to figure out what's happening. We're not getting any help from anybody, okay? And let's look at H1, because that was what we were looking at, right?
Yep.
We'll do a slideshow. We'll do 2016, 12. Let's go from the 17th to 2016, 12, 23, which is today. And let's see what we get.
Look at that. By this picture here alone, it looks like we're in a highly charged.
Right. What I would expect, and that is indeed Earth, and that is indeed Mercury doing its retrograde. Okay.
And the back one is what?
That's the problem. I don't know.
What's the one down at the bottom?
I don't know either. These could be dwarf planets. I mean, you know, there's a lot of things they could be, but what I'm expecting is that large magnetic force, that big proton field, is going to come up from down here. And let's see if they've turned off the camera since we looked at this. Okay. Don't you guys love that? This is where I'm concerned.
I mean, that constantly stays hot. Look at that CME. Man, does that look like a freaking vortex? Run that back one frame. Wow. Did you look at that? That is beautiful. I mean, look at that.
So if we can imagine this being the Enel view, there's going to be this big, huge, sweeping wave of energy that is like, let's go back to Enel real quick and show you. Let's do spacecraft. I can't believe I'm getting so good at driving this, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's look at just velocity right now.
I don't like drinking hot coffee while I'm driving anyway.
I know it. So anyway, here's Earth in a relatively light zone of energy, of velocity, if you will. And this big wave that we've been seeing is coming off the sun. So if I'm sitting in stereo, I should see it to the left.
Right. It'd be reversed to what we're seeing.
Yep. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that big wave start to wrap around. And notice how it's going south of the ecliptic too.
Yep.
So I do believe that we are being approached by the brown dwarf. I just do.
I think I agree. So I'm going to close this out, Steve, and I'm going to close this out because I'd like you to check this out.
Okay.
How do I do this?
So if you hit the stop record button.
Yep.
And did you get it?
I did.
And now we're not recording anymore. So as soon as you turn this meeting off, it will make an MP4.
Okay.
Oh, you can't show anything.
Has the recording?
Unless you're just going to show me something.
Yeah, I am going to show you something. I want to show you this. Now, are we still recording?
If you hit the record button, we're not.
I have not. Let's see.
But when you're showing me the screen, you got to go to the top of the screen to pull down the menu.
Yeah.
Did it come down?
It's still going. It's still going.
Still recording?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So check this out, Steve. I took these yesterday about 2:15 in the afternoon. That's the sun. That's what it looked like. It was huge. But what got our attention was we could see this. We could see not what we thought was the sundog over here. What everyone saw here on the block as we were looking, you could see this large object. Well, you could see it. And check this out, Steve. Now the sun, it was just weird. It was doing a weird light. But now I've put this through some filters. I just want to show you as I'm clicking through.
There it is. Oh, back it up one, man.
Check this out. And what we're seeing in here, I had my monitor on last night, and we had some people, and they walked by. They could actually see the dark object.
There you go. Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Well, watch this. It gets even more defined. I mean, right there in the reverse. Look at that.
Yep. Yep.
And so but you could see it. So anyway.
And you're not the only one. I mean, I'm going to be doing a show, which you'll be invited to come on with us tomorrow. One of my great friends from Cincinnati has been doing some amazing work at dawn, pre-dawn hours. And actually, his name is Anthony. I won't say his last name. You'll be invited to that to come and look at his work, Wayne. And we're going to have him comment on it. But he has been capturing the best planetary shots of anybody I've met.
I'll look forward to it. Well, Steve, I'm going to cut the recording here. Thank you, my friend, and thank you for being the guinea pig on this one.
No problem, buddy.
All right, everyone, be kind to one another.